Hi my lovers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video we'll be talking about how to make this hand glove. So the first thing you need to do is to get your pattern paper, then place your hand on the pattern paper as I'm doing in this video, and you use your pencil to trace out. You trace from one side of your hand to the other side. Now, take note of this important information. As you're tracing, when you get to the wrist, you don't have to trace the exact wrist. Reason being that the palm is bigger than the wrist, and as such, after sewing, when you want to put your hand, it will be very difficult to pass through. So what you will do is you will use the same measurement of your palm and extend it to your elbow or whatever length you are using for the glove. I hope that makes sense. So when you're done tracing, you add your sewing allowance and then go ahead and cut out. And as you're cutting, you have to be very careful not to cut through your main pattern, as cutting on curves can be quite tricky. So you have to be very careful while cutting. When I was done cutting out the pattern, I placed it on the fabric that I wanted to use for this project. Then I used pins to secure it. I'm using a velvet material for this project, and you know how difficult working with velvets could be. So it's better to use pins to secure it because they are usually slippery. This is what I have for the two hands. So the next thing is to go over to the sewing machine and sew on the allowance. So we're going to run a stitch from one side all around to the other side. And as you're sewing, when you get to the finger part, you have to follow the curves. You have to be careful because any slight mistake, it might give it another shape. That is where working with pins comes in. I don't joke with working with pins because it makes work easier and more neat. So after sewing, I notched on the sharp edges, then I turned it inside out. So that's it on making a hand glove. It's quite easy and very simple to make. I hope you find this tutorial very helpful. If you do, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. See you in my next video. Bye.